This is U1 Cut.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's up? So today we've got an interesting topic, like the idea of luck and how big a role it actually plays in people's lives versus what people actually think it plays. Because there are a lot of people who would say like hard work is what 70 or 80% of everything.
Hard work is everything.
And then like hard work is everything, and then like luck only plays what 20%.
And then you'll find other people that believe the complete opposite.
Yeah, like,
that people are lucky throughout. You cannot control what happens to you. And in between those two extremes are everyone else that tries not to think about it. Once in a while, they'll think they're lucky. Other times, they'll think, I put in the work.
Exactly.
So that's what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out in which proportions luck plays in wherever you are in life.
Yeah, because it's quite questionable. Like, for example, the experience you had was it a few weeks ago?
Oh.
Where you were talking to this guy and you were asking him why he put a specific business in a particular place, and like what motivated him to put that business there, because maybe he was seeing something in the future that nobody saw, and the guy couldn't really give you an answer.
So the story is this. So I'm speaking to someone, right? I'm speaking to let's call him a business owner. And I got interested because I like to ask the why. What guides someone's decision making process. And so I tried to find out. Now you have to understand the business that we're talking about is generating a lot of foot traffic. So it seems like the choice of the location was a good idea. Problem is, he seemed to have chosen the location before the foot traffic got busy.
Point
yeah,
he was making serious money.
So we are talking about like someone going into a place that isn't busy. He sets up his shop there, and then after a year or a year and a half, the place becomes busy, and that intrigued me because why? Now, it fits directly into the conversation that we're having right now. The conversation of, is that luck? Or someone who doesn't believe in luck might say, no, that's not luck. That is research. So my curiosity was then trying to find out from him, why did he choose this place? I wanted him to give me some form of explanation of why he chose the place. So then and he didn't give me a proper answer. He
sort of danced around the
and hammed, and then I thought,
this is BS.
like I don't think he even expected it to blow up like that. So he said, think about Namugongo, right? Everyone right now wants to move to Namugongo. Everyone is buying land in Namugongo, but for the viewers that do not know Namugongo is like an upscale place in the outskirts of Kampala. But what happened was, like 5-10 years ago, Namugongo was a bush, and no one knew that it would be anything.
Same thing with my neighborhood, because my neighborhood, when we first moved in, it was literally like a forest.
Right.
But right now it's like one of the busiest places in town.
So then the question is, the first movers, right? The people that moved there first, did they know that the place was going to blow up? And I'm calling BS on that. They couldn't have probably known.
Chances that most of them did.
Yeah. Now, people along the way might have seen potential, and with research, figured out it might have been a place to move into or to buy land there and later on sell. And maybe that they're the people that can claim hard work, research, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
because those guys are there. I mean, I feel like the guys who actually put in the time, did the research, did the homework, and we're like, you know what? This is where we're going. Like, based on our data, based on how many clients we have, this is where we're going. Like, this is where we see potential. This is where we see future. And then made that initial move where like the first movers. But then those guys who you can't really put your finger on it. The guy is like, I was prepared, and all of these things were great, and we were doing our best, we were working hard. I'm like, okay, but what was your strategy? Because the guy is dancing around the point, but you start to see this dude probably got more lucky than he thought he did, and so it brings us to this very, very big question: how much luck is there in your life?
How much luck is there at the end of the struggle, right? The end of the struggle where someone achieves a level of success. How much luck was involved in whatever process that they went through? If you move it from the smaller examples, it goes straight to the large companies.
Yeah.
The question then is, did Zuckerberg of Facebook get lucky that he was the one who was chosen? Because the story is he was chosen by the Winklevoss twins to write code for what would later become Facebook. So is it luck that they picked him?
Yeah.
Or did he put in the work in establishing his skill level, in establishing that everyone knew he was good at what he does, so then the luck would follow him? So I guess it's what we're trying to figure out. Now, the easy answer to this would be, guys, there is luck and all, but there's the common saying. What does the saying say? It says it's an opportunity, and
the harder
and
you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah. Now,
the harder you work, the luckier you
I feel
get.
like that's an easy answer. That's an easy answer. And now this is where my opinion might differ from popular opinion. Okay. And that's why the show is called Uncut. That is the name of the show. It's called Uncut because we give our uncut opinion and our unbiased opinions. And we are sure you have your different opinions as well. But, my opinion on that is, right? I think that everyone in the morning, they wake up, and whether they know it or not, there are two ways that they live their lives, right? There's the things they do, and then there's things that happen to them.
Yeah, so because that's basically the definition of luck. Things that are uncontrolled and stuff that either happens to you and it happens in your favor or it works against you. Exactly. So that's like the basics of luck. It's like if you were to sum up your entire life now and you were to ask yourself, okay, what has my luck been over the past 20 years or 10 years?
Right.
Have you been lucky so far?
Right. The time that you met the boss in the elevator by mistake and then you said something that you thought was clever and then he gets interest in you, we are saying that is luck.
I feel like to that particular situation,
right,
if you meet the boss, that's luck.
That is luck.
You
weren't supposed to meet him without an appointment.
Exactly. You're not supposed to meet him without appointment.
Yeah.
There luck comes in. That is pure uncut luck.
Yes.
Now, you being able to take advantage of that opportunity and let's say being able to pitch an amazing idea, I would say that is hard work.
All right, that's hard work.
That's you having put in the time.
Exactly. So, how much the question of, but how the conversation started then is how much luck goes into someone's success, right? And if we are going into the numbers of it and we say that the things that happen to you, there are things that happen to you and the response that you have to them. So the response that you have to them might not be luck, right? The response that you have to them is not luck. But what happens to you is equally as important. So then it becomes 50-50 to me. I would think that, yes, you could be dealt a shit hand.
Yes.
And then your response to that
is positive.
Or it could not be positive. I'm just saying, before maybe we point fingers at someone who we think should be doing better, maybe we should try to think if the exact circumstances that we went through, maybe would have turned out the same way. So for me, it would be 50-50. No matter who, no matter the most hardworking person, eventually there's going to be something that is in their way. And I don't know. I would like to say that we are who we are because it takes our own effort. But if you broaden it, right? If you try to look at luck. What to do? Now, I'm a religious person myself, but I was trying to keep this. I was trying to keep this out of religion. But if we enter religion, luck is going to be attributed to God.
Yeah.
In Islam, it will be.
I feel like it's I feel like throwing God into the idea of luck is like almost saying God favors some person over you, because you might find that.
Wait, yeah.
Because you might find that some guy is doing way better than you.
Exactly.
And yet you're both doing the exact same thing. Which is like, I feel like that makes God one-sided. And then it takes away his...
Oh no. You see, what the atheist will call pure luck is what the religious person will say God. Now, I'm sorry for the religious people that think my view is tough, but again, this is uncut, right? I almost qualify where you could see God. I'm saying, if you're in line, right? And your card bounces. If you're trying to swipe and your card bounces.
You're broke.
Exactly, you're broke, right? But like, let's say it's by like 200 shillings. And then the teller was like, you know what? It's cool. I'm
like
saying that's
cents.
A big deal. Like, what makes you think she couldn't have been like, no, your card is declined. We can't do anything about that, right? I'm saying the things that happened to you that were out of your control, the higher the chances of them not happening, that is where we see God. We see God in things that clearly should not be happening, but are happening.
It's like, almost like miracles.
Exactly.
But
that would be my definition of a miracle, right? So you are in a car.
Right.
Doing
100 miles an
right?
hour.
And then it flips 15 times.
And then you survive.
What are the chances that you walk out of that? Now, if you do walk out of that, I'm saying there's God in that. I'm saying there's a miracle in that.
Yes.
A person who was completely atheist, a person who did not have a belief in God would say, you know what? That's luck. And that's fine. They're just definitions, but they both show that there is a role that luck or God, whatever you choose to call it, depending on if you go to church on Sunday or not, there is that, things that happen when they shouldn't be happening to you. That happens to everyone. Now, obviously, we're not trying to discount how much work you put in, because it depends. You can put in effort and make it better, but I think that eventually everyone has luck.
The thing is, for me, I'm a strong believer in hard work.
Right.
I'm a very strong believer in hard work.
Right.
But then I also believe that there are people who are born with like certain advantages over everybody else.
They are.
Let me give you an example. When I went to school, there were kids who just had way better memories than me, and they could remember stuff in class much faster. But fast forward a couple years later, you're now out of class, you don't have to memorize everything. And the real world needs people who can think and solve problems, and so it then shifts to creativity. Now we go from an environment where they were thriving to an environment where you thrive. And so in this environment, I'm able to thrive because the world is not looking for the guy who can
now you get lucky.
Exactly. Like I feel like it now shifts. Like almost the luck shifts to like my end of the domain. So it's like, let's say you could be an entrepreneur and you're starting a business, but then there's this other dude who is competing with you. But guess what? His dad is Bill Gates. But here's the disadvantage with him. He doesn't have half the creativity you have. So he's got all the money, but doesn't even have half the brains. So, like, I feel like to a certain degree that there are people in this world who just really, really, really got lucky.
Okay.
Like they had that one moment, but and it really helped them. But there are also people who just really, really got unlucky. Like there was, I'll give you the story of this guy who was supposed to be a really good NFL player, and then on his last college football game, an because after that game, he was supposed to join the professional league, like the
Right.
professional NFL league.
Right.
On that last game, he does a standard tackle.
Right.
He tackles this one dude.
Right.
Same, like, routine stuff, right? Only difference is this time, he gets paralyzed on one side of his body. Like, he hits this guy so hard, he can't even get up. So his teammates are like, yo, man, get up. What's wrong? And he's like, I'm not sure. I don't know what's wrong. Something isn't functioning right. So they pick him up, they take him to the hospital. Like, yo, your left side is, like, shut down. So his entire left arm is, like, left crippled. Like, it's not functional anymore. And I feel like, but then he goes on to be a really great motivational speaker. I mean, you know, the luck shifts back in his favor. And so sometimes what I ask myself is, our luck, is it to some extent a tool? Is it like a tool the universe is using to sort of guide our lives? Is the universe trying to say, maybe you should not go here, or maybe you should go here, or maybe this is not going to work out for you because your path is this way.
And that makes sense. I mean, that the universe would be guiding. Now, there's two ways of looking at it. One is that with luck, the universe is guiding our steps, right? And a person would, now, anytime I say luck,
I mean God.
it can be interpreted as God.
Yes.
Because a lot of Christians believe that. That if something doesn't work out for them, there's a good chance it wasn't for them. Now, I did a little bit of psychology in school. And in psychology, there were ways of thinking. I forget the exact details of thinking, and you could research on that. But one of the ways of thinking is that we cause the effect. We guide the destiny of our lives. Now, it seems like in this particular topic, the people that believe in hard work would believe like that.
Yeah, they're the ones who are
they
in
guide
full control.
Exactly.
Like 100%.
And then there are my people who I fall in, alright? Now, at the time I thought it was embarrassing to assume that the universe decides the destiny. But like a lot of things in life, I quickly realized ever since 5-6 years ago when I did psychology that a lot of the world is not black or white. It's not black and white. Most times it is in between there. It's a little bit of both. So it is more of how you deal with both things. How many are you going to give up when something doesn't work out in your favor, claiming for it to be a higher power, claiming for it to be luck that is not on your side, so then you should try something else? Right? Or are you going to give it your all?
Everything.
Exactly.
And you're like, despite the luck not being in my favor,
I am going to push through.
I'm going to push through,
You know?
like, to hell with that.
You know? And that is what I have some slight interest in. I want to come at it from the perspective of the person that believes that if they put in their all, things work out.
But here's the thing, does it? Will it? Because I've known this. Sorry for the stuttering. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But I've known this, that sometimes we could be pushing, but pushing really hard in the wrong direction. And you find that
what you call luck is the signs that are telling you it's the wrong direction.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing, let's say you want to do something, but it's really, really hard, and you're really trying to achieve it, but you really can't achieve it. But you find that some people try something, and then it's insanely easy for them, and they just flow in that direction.
Now,
you get it? Because I get the idea of overcoming barriers and that whole, it was a struggle, it was a challenge, we jumped through so many rocks, oh my god, I can't believe we made it. Everybody loves that story. Like that superhero story that you tell your kids, tell your wife,
Without
I'm the
telling them
man.
the places in which you had the luck.
Exactly. I'm the man. I'm the guy. But here's the thing. What if you put in all that effort to wake up one day and find you've been running in the wrong direction? Like, and luck was trying to be on your side and say, dude,
Don't do this.
I'm throwing so many stones at you.
So many signs that
But
you're
you
clearly
are
not picking up.
you are not picking up these rocks and building in the other direction.
You see, as you were trying to describe that situation, right? I thought of it. I had another thought, and the viewers and you might think it's a little bit contradictory, but it goes straight to what I was talking about. I strongly believe that life isn't one-sided. I think that when it rains, it's going to shine eventually, right? So it's not only either rain or sunshine. Unless we're in the desert, but I assume that even in the desert, it rains a little bit.
Has it?
I don't know.
Apparently that desert's why it hasn't rained in like a year.
But I digress. The point is, the point I was trying to make is,
What?
the point that I was trying to make is, what if, because as a scientific person, I say as a scientific person because I like to think in terms of concrete, hard science. I hate confusion, and it seems like for the most part science helps clear that out. And like, if we were to think clearly, if we were to think practically, right, it would make sense that no matter how many challenges you go through, right, if you put in the exact amount of work, you should be able to overcome those challenges. I think so. It would be the story of Colonel Sanders, the KFC guy.
Yeah.
He has a shit run and then he stays in it. Now, there's a good chance that he gets lucky at 70 something or 80 something. But there's also a good chance that he eventually puts in enough work to figure it out. Let's consider a less confusing situation, right? Chess. I don't play chess. I don't play chess. I'm thinking of getting into playing chess. But this is my thinking. It's got to be difficult for a while.
Yeah.
Until it's not difficult anymore. So it would almost be like any basic skill. You do something and it's hard until you figure it out. So then the person that argues that it's hard work, they might be right in the fact that, let's take hard work in its practical form. Let's be literal about it. If someone is working out, right? If someone is exercising in the gym and they're trying to lose weight. Now, if they worked out hard enough, if they put enough work inside, they would get the results that they were looking for. Extrapolate that onto every other situation in your life. Putting in enough time at work, putting in enough effort in learning your skill, contributing
Putting
at
in
the work.
effort in your relationship.
Right. Figuring out what is important in the workplace. Eventually, I think that it's possible to come out with the outcome you're looking for, whether it is a promotion or whatever. Now, another person might simply rely on luck. That somehow they know someone and things happen in their favor. And it takes me back to what you were saying, because you said that what if the universe is guiding us with luck? I have a slightly different, I thought about that, and then I formed a slightly different point of view. What if it's not the universe trying to guide our paths, but what if the universe gives us luck as a tool? What if luck is a bonus? What if you go through your life putting in all the effort you need, and then once in a while, the universe gives you a tool that can help push you forward with less effort? Think of eating food, right? You'd use a fork, usually. But if you didn't have a fork, you could eat through a hot meal with your hands. Now, we're in Africa, so anyone who is confused, yes, it's possible to eat with your hands. So, luck in this case would be the fork that you thought you did not have, but you find in your drawer. It's a bonus, but it wasn't what, if you didn't have it, still, you could have gotten the job done. It's just a tool. It's a machine. The definition of a tool is the machine that makes your life easy. And if you thought of luck in that way, then yes, you could definitely train and be a good boxer. I say boxer because I said boxer because I'm also thinking of getting into boxing. Anyway,
Dude, like how many things are you trying this year? Like
anyway.
chess, boxing. What's next?
Point is
Football.
point is, I think you could box and eventually be good at it. Put in the time, right? Or you could get lucky and know a good trainer, and that would make your work much more easy. Same, and that's the same for every other skill. And if we're talking about skill, you can either do it the hard way, or you can get lucky that an easier way shows up. So now, if we go back to life, right? We're not talking about skill. If we go back to life, yes, you can go to work every day, put in the hours, be as creative as possible. Yes, hard luck eventually should triumph because you're eventually, if you're providing value, yes, you should be successful. But
that's the idea.
Yes, that's the idea, and I think it's a valid idea.
And then there's the idea of like, remember the conversation we were having about that time when you bump into the boss in the elevator, you pitch your idea, and then you get that promotion,
right?
Here's my reverse theory on that. Right. What if some random dude, maybe like your mortal enemy in the office, is walking past you and overhears you pitching your marvelous idea to a friend? He picks up on it, and then guess what? While he's getting into the elevator, he bumps into the boss. And then he pitches your idea
to him.
Is that like his luck now?
Yeah, it's his luck.
It's his luck.
It's his luck. But
and then he gets your promotion.
The point that I was trying to make is this, right? In a situation where you put in all the work, eventually you'll get to where you're going. But you bumping into your boss at that exact time that you weren't supposed to meet him is the lucky part. That is the universe saying, look, can you make use of this? And if you can,
I'll give you another. Hopefully
no, I'll give you another. I don't think of it as the more you're like, I don't know. I think that's just a catchy phrase that people throw around. I mean, I get the sense. I get the sense in it, and
Bloomberg phrase.
I get the phrase. I get the idea behind it being, if you work hard enough, like. And I feel like it's the people that disqualify luck that say that if you work hard enough, that somehow just translates into luck. I'm saying, yes, let's not call it luck. That's actual hard work. You put in the work pays off. Yeah. Once in a while, you will get lucky. Let us not disqualify that. For every Zuckerberg that was working on whatever project, if someone hadn't come up with a brilliant idea of look, there's a social network that can be built and it would work like this. If they hadn't pitched to him that idea, we probably wouldn't have known him. And that is why those people that were Kovos twins, they were eventually compensated. It was recognized that they provided value to whatever to him. Exactly. So yes, hard work is there and it will triumph. But once in a while, I feel like the universe says, look, try and see if you can use this fork. See if it can help you eat better. And unfortunately, sometimes we don't, right? Sometimes we don't even recognize that
there's a fork on the table.
Sometimes maybe we are so stuck in thinking that things should be done the tough way that we don't see that there's a fork that we can use. So it's a mixed bag. For me, I hate that it has, after thinking about it all, it seems like we haven't made up. I mean, I feel like I haven't decided exactly where, because for me, it's not hard work or luck. It's both.
It's like a mix of both.
If I could pick one though.
Which one would you
go? It would be hard work. I mean, you never know when the universe is going to give you that fork. You know? Now, you might be lucky as hell and you're born to Bill Gates or whatever. But the rest of us are born to, you know?
No, but here's the thing, you might be lucky enough to like be born as like Bill Gates' only son and he's going to leave his entire fortune to you, but then you do nothing with it because you're a stupid, spoiled kid. Maybe like that. No offense to any of Bill Gates' kids, I'm pretty sure they're smart kids. I've seen some of them on YouTube, they look really sharp. But like, all in all, I guess at the end of the day, this is something that people will decide for themselves as individuals. I think it will come down to you analyzing your life and asking yourself, did you get really lucky, or do you think your hard work really, came through for you, and the amount of time and effort you put in is what really brought you to where you are today. So at the end of the day, that's like for you to decide. But, feel free to leave us a comment. I don't know if we're really the comment people, but,
and
but
also,
feel free. I think we're about to conclude this.
I'd like to hear views on this. Like, especially, like, I'll ask 2 questions, right? I'll ask you, and then I'll ask the audience.
Right.
Like, for the person, right, that thinks that they put in all the work. Now, I've been that person. Every Christian, I'll go back to my Christian people. Every Christian knows that there'll be a time they ask for something they don't get, right?
Yes.
As Christians, we can put up our hands and say that God doesn't provide all the time, right?
Yes.
And I don't know now about those Christians, because for me in those times, what I do is I be like, fuck it, I'm going to get it. If you're not giving it to me, I'm going to get it.
My way.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, sometimes you go and you look for it and then you get it, but sometimes you don't. Now, the point that I'm saying is, I feel like for everyone who believes in hard work, like eventually, I don't think that someone believes staunchly in one thing. I think that for everyone who thinks that they believe in hard work, sometimes they sit down and they could probably guess a point in their life that they got a pass. Now, it's not something that they might say out loud because, well, it doesn't match with what they say. I mean, it's a cognitive dissonant state. You say one thing and yet you feel another thing. So they might not say it out loud, but I feel like if they sat down and just before let's say if they were going to sleep, they could think clearly to a situation that changed their lives that they had no control over. Right?
Like the time I was in the hospital. Yeah. Cause I feel like that was like the scariest point in my life. That was like the first time that was like my near death experience. And there's a part of me that genuinely believes I got lucky.
Yeah.
Although the doctor did say, oh, you're a strong kid. But yeah, because I mean, there was a part where I sort of gave up, but I feel like whether it was God or the universe or whatever came through for me. And that's for me, that's the part where I genuinely feel like something came through for me. Luck came through for me, God came through for me, the universe came through for me.
And now my second question. My first question was to the people that believe wholeheartedly in hard work. Now my second question is the people that believe wholeheartedly in luck. Now, seeing as I'm one of the people that believe strongly in luck, not wholeheartedly, but strongly, right? My question is, do you really think you have gotten to where you are? If you're 30 years, do you really think in all the 30 years, you've only been handed the position that you're at? If, I think that for everyone, I think that people put in some kind of effort. I mean, yes, you're in a job, but I think that even if you find yourself in the door, you put in work to stay in the door. So it might be that, let us not disqualify someone who has just had a shit luck, who has had shit luck. I mean, let us not disqualify someone who believes in God. Let us not disqualify the person who believes that they do things by themselves. I think in between there is where the truth is. In between all the work and the luck, I think that's where the real truth is. And again, that's just my philosophy of nothing is ever black or white. Probably is grey.
So, well, that has been all we've had time for today. I do apologize for the background noise. There is a bit of a party happening and it's almost right next to a highway, which kind of sucks. Anyways, that has been all for today from Emma and Jonah.
Yeah.
We'll keep you updated and just wait for the next episode.
Yeah, so what we're doing is like we're doing a series of interesting, what we think are interesting topics. I mean, things that people have opinions on, both tasty and bloodthirsty and relatively simple opinions of. So yeah, we try to cut through topics and see what we think about the topics. And so if you guys think that there's something that we should talk about, if you think that there's something that is interesting,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know, and we'll
and
see.
Just an idea of our next topic. We're tackling homosexuality in Africa.
Oh yeah, you should give them the choices. We set out to 3, and then we picked 1 today. So
the next one would be is going to be homosexuality in Africa.
Yeah. So
and then from there we'll give you 3, and then you'll pick from those, and we'll take it.
Yeah, that one.
So for today, nice time. Peace out. So I hope you guys enjoyed that segment. We really did our best to dive into luck as much as we could. I'm sure there's a lot more to talk about it. It's a very extensive topic and everybody seems to have their own opinion. Like, feel free to let us know your opinion. But in terms of like a quick conclusion to this, we have looked at how you can create your own luck versus how the universe sort of dishes out luck. Now, we can't really put a finger on how much luck the universe dishes out and who it gives its luck to or who it deems worthy for its luck. But, there are different ways to sort of, I would say, make yourself a bit more worthy. I mean, Jonah is very religious, so he would say, get on your knees and pray a bit more. And so if you combine prayer and hard work, I believe that is a very good combination, because I do believe in getting your hands dirty and sort of, stepping out of your comfort zone and trying to do your best to put yourself in situations that allow you to become lucky. For example, if you want to win the lottery, the first thing you want to start by doing is buying a ticket. So if you don't have a ticket, how are you supposed to win the lottery? And I believe it's the same thing with everything else. If you want to be a successful business owner, try and open a business. It might fail, it might not. But that will depend partly on the work you put in and also the amount of luck you can generate along the way. And so it's one of those very unpredictable topics. You never know which side of the coin you're going to land on, because sometimes you might have some seriously bad luck. And, we apologize if that happens to you. And everybody has that time when something goes wrong and they were really hoping it would go right, but that's life, I guess. And there are those times when things work in your favor and they work for you, So my conclusion would be, put yourself out there. Your luck is not going to find you sleeping in your bedroom, in your bed, unless you have already done the work. So do the work and, good luck to you. Till the next one. My name is Emma. That has been Jonah. Have a good one.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.